Yes. So I had never really suffered from insomnia in the past. I'd been pretty lucky to be a pretty good sleeper most of my life. And as I'm getting to a certain age, I was noticing that my sleeping was not great, and that I was having trouble going to sleep, staying asleep. And this all basically came to a crescendo at the end of December. I was having so many nights of just sleepless nights of insomnia. I was really becoming completely anxious. I was paranoid. I couldn't function. I would wake up thinking about sleep and how I was going to get to sleep. And then at night, it was just a cycle of, am I going to be able to sleep, not being able to sleep, sleeping a couple hours, waking up, crying, freaking out, basically. I really felt like I was losing my mind for about a month. And I was reaching out for help. I was desperate for help. I was not one of those people who likes to suffer in silence.
Yeah.
And I was going to all sorts of doctors, and they were doing the best they could. They were prescribing me medication, and I can't even tell you that CVS knew me on a first name basis because I was going in every day and basically trying medication and trying all sorts of things to try to help, and nothing was really helping me. And so I was speaking with a therapist as well, and they suggested that I try sleep therapy. And when I did a little search on sleep therapy, the only thing I could find online was talking about sleep apnea. And I was pretty sure I did not have sleep apnea. And I was just so desperate for some relief and something that would really help me and be able to have it sustain, my sleeping. So that is when I got recommended to David's program. And right away, I just felt like I had a connection with David, that he knew what I was going through. He understood what it was to be someone living with insomnia and the lonely cycle that it is to be in that, and how to see your way through. And after about 4 sessions, I was sleeping again. I got off of almost all of the medication that I was on, and I have not had any issues since. And it's probably been about 3 months since I had all these issues. That was the trial, and I saw immediate results in that I was starting to feel better even after the first session. I wasn't cured after that, but I was seeing the results. You wear a sleep watch so you can actually measure your results and see
Hmm.
how you're getting better. But for me, the biggest relief was I wasn't having massive anxiety attacks.
Hmm.
And before I started with David, I would have almost like a pain in my chest. That was the anxiety that would sort of sit here, and I would rub it to try to make myself feel better, and it never worked. And as I started doing the sessions, I noticed that that started to go away little by little, and I haven't had that in 3 months. So that was, to me, just showed me, I felt like I was carrying all my anxiety right here about sleep, and it was slowly started to go away. It was the full 15, but after the first, 4, I could see that there was a way forward. I
Yeah.
saw that there was results. It wasn't like I was cured, like I said, but I could see that I was on my way to getting there. And that was really important to me because I, was very worried about this. I didn't want anything to be a scam. I didn't want to
Yeah.
be, I wanted faith that it was going to work. Because again, I was so desperate for help, and I wanted to make sure that this was something that was going to be legitimate, and it 100% was. And as I went through each phase, I could see and feel myself getting better and better. And I think now I'm even more enlightened than I was, previously when I wasn't having any issues. And that's because I've gotten in tune with what anxiety is, helped calm my brain a lot, and figured out sort of how to be in touch with myself, which is something I've never been able to do before. So
Hmm.
it's sort of broadened my horizons in ways I never thought I would be able to. So I have never really experienced anxiety, maybe in a traditional way that a lot of other people have. Excuse me. So I wasn't really aware of how anxiety works. Like I said, I never really understood what it was like to be an anxious person. And like I said, I had actually like a physical reaction to anxiety. And so through the training, I was able to learn how the brain how anxiety works with the brain, how it sort of tricks us, how we fall for traps that it's planting, and how to be able to get around that and not fall for that. And that awareness really opened my mind to how I was reacting to things and helped me a lot, helped me with learning how to calm myself, learning not to take the bait, as they say, and really what anxiety was doing to me. So that was a great educational part of my recovery that really helped. They were very convenient. So it was all done remotely, but in a way where you felt like you were being guided, and I felt like David was right there with me the whole time. So you are mailed the system. You, on the first session, you go over how to attach it all. You walk through kind of all the things that are, you need to put on your head and what you're going to do. And it was very easy, very convenient. I could pick a time that worked for me. I looked forward to the sessions. I felt like it was, something that I could put on the calendar, like, yes, I have another session. This was giving me something to look forward to. So it was very easy, very convenient. I still have had a few bad nights, nothing like I had before,
Mhm.
but the biggest difference is how I'm reacting, which is, what you talked about. It's that I don't let my anxiety get a hold of me. I don't take the bait. I don't say, oh, this is going to be disastrous, and go down that rabbit hole.
Mhm.
I know how to calm myself. I know how to basically tell my brain, nope, it's all going to be okay. And I'm able to get back to sleep. So I haven't had any issues with sleeping, in terms of not being able to sleep like I did before, since February, since January, really. And
Yeah.
I even went away. I went on a girls' trip, and I was very worried about being able to sleep, and I had zero issues. In fact, I slept like a baby. This was very different from the first sessions that we did, and it was very interesting. I think in the beginning, I had trouble. It's very similar in that it's a system that you're sent, and you set it up a little bit differently. It's a little bit easier to get on yourself. And you really are there to be calm. You sort of let what's happening happen, take over. And I think I was almost resistant to it in the beginning. But these last couple sessions, I have made a huge difference, and I feel a difference in myself, and I've been having the craziest dreams.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's all related, but all very vivid. Everything I see now is very vivid when I'm meditating, the colors, the shapes, and I feel like it's just released another part in my brain,
Mhm.
um, and has really calmed me. And the guided meditations that we do, before we do the sessions, as well, have been really eye-opening for me. Maybe what I've been locking away,
Mhm.
what I've been holding on to that I can now let go of. So
Mhm.
I do feel like they've just been transformative in allowing just another weight off of my shoulders, and just allowing me to be accepting of things, and just allowing myself to calm even more. And like I said, the last couple sessions I've had, I just feel different after. I just feel lighter almost.
Mhm.
I would just say that this program has has really changed my life. I know that sounds dramatic, but I was so desperate for help, and I could have been taken advantage of very easily, but I was not. David is the real deal, and his program is the real deal, and it's been life changing for me. I was not a functioning human at the beginning in January, and to be able to come out of that, to have someone say, "I know what it's like to go through this, and I'm here for you," was what I needed the most at that time. And not just, to be given medicine, which I know the doctors were doing the best they could, but to actually have someone say, I know how to help you, and we're going to get through this. That was for me, the biggest relief, and the thing that helped me the most through this just very traumatic time in my life, when I thought, is this how it's going to be for the rest of my life? I'm just going to be this zombie. So I can't thank you enough, David, for everything you did for me and for helping me through all my issues and getting me on this journey because it's been wonderful to come out the other side.